Hi, and welcome back. Stacey Stangel with Central State University Extension. I'm an FCS educator in Northeast Ohio, and our recipe that we're going to make today is cabbage stir fry or stewed cabbage, depending on whose recipe you look at. They're both the same recipe, but they just have different names. So the cabbage stir fry starts out with canola oil, and it's just 1 tablespoon of canola oil. We're going to sweat down our vegetables in the stir fry, and you're going to see it's not just cabbage. We got a number of other vegetables we've got going into here as well. So literally it's like a stir fry. We're cooking it at a higher temperature, so canola oil is a better option because it has a higher heat point before it goes and starts burning. So part of our recipe, we have cabbage, we have onions, spinach, celery, we have green and red peppers, and then grated carrots. Visually, it's going to be a very inviting and colorful stir fry. And then if you want to make it a meal, a one-pan meal, you can also add your choice of protein, whether it's low-fat kielbasa, or you have chicken, beef, tofu if you wanted to go with it being completely plant-based. And then we have a stir-fry recipe in our cookbook that I made ahead, so I'll give you the lowdown on that. It's a low-sodium stir-fry sauce, very unlike the ones that you'll find at the store, which are actually very high in sodium. In some cases, as much as 1/3 of your sodium for the day in just 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. So we're going to start with our 3 cups of shredded cabbage. This is going to sweat down and be, right now it's bulky, but once it cooks down and softens, it will shrink down and will work a lot better and won't seem as much. We have 1 medium onion. I chose a red onion simply for the visual. And then we have some spinach that's going to go in and cook down. That's for a darker green. Spinach naturally has calcium in it, but you have to be careful because of the type. It does get bound up by some of the other minerals that are part of the spinach. So don't think that it's a one-to-one substitution for dairy products and the calcium that you get from your different types of milks. So we're going to mix that up, move it around. The term stir fry is literally a high heat, and you stir it continually so that it doesn't burn to the bottom. So when you're saying stir fry, it's a quite literal term. And then we have some sliced celery. It's going to add a sweetness to our recipe. The red and green peppers. Peppers are very high in vitamin C, so we want that. And then our carrots with the beta carotene, besides being very colorful, it converts in our body to vitamin A. So we're going to stir them all together and cook them down. There are a variety of other vegetables that you could use. If you wanted to put yellow squash or zucchini, that would fit in here as well. Our spice that we're using with it is garlic powder. So we're going to use a teaspoon of garlic powder. Do your research about garlic. Garlic has some proven medicinal uses. So garlic, really, as much you can integrate it into your diet and recipes, the better your health is going to be for inflammatory responses in your body. Now, we are not going to put salt and pepper in here. That's going to be after you are finished. Taste your food and then decide how you want to season it with salt and pepper. So while that is cooking down, I'll give you a lowdown about oils. So 2 of the most healthy oils that you can use are canola oil and olive oil. Nutritionally, they are equal. It's just the ways that they are used that changes. Canola oil has a higher burn temp, so you can heat it at a higher, so it works in the stir fry better. Same thing with sauteing vegetables, because sauteing still is a little bit higher, so you want to use a oil that will withstand that heat. Olive oil, on the other hand, is better for things that are chilled, so whether it's a marinade or it's in salad dressing. It will nutritionally be better in cold things or only kind of warmed over things. You can use canola oil in cold recipes as well, but it does work better in heated ones. And then there are a variety of other oils on the market that haven't traditionally been in there, like avocado oil. And so you just need to do your research on how it fits into your lifestyle as well as your budget, because they do have tendency to be a little bit more expensive. You may discover that it may be too expensive for the uses that you use it for. Also, I get questions from people about vegetable oils, and on the shelf when they're looking for an oil, they will see something like soybean oil, canola oil, and then vegetable oil, corn oil. All of them are vegetable oils. It all depends on the vegetable that was used to make the oil. So it could vary, so you need to read the food label to see exactly which one it is. And that can be confusing because the food label or the ingredients label may in fact say could be soybean or corn or palm kernel oil. And so you don't really know which one it is. So it is practical to go with a single source if you're looking nutritionally and want to know exactly what it is that you are eating and consuming, especially if you have any dietary restrictions. So our veggies have sweated down and they're much more softened than they were. So we'll let that go a little bit longer. And the next step is going to be adding the stir-fry sauce. In this case, this is a homemade stir-fry sauce, and the recipe is in the cookbook that you get with class. And it has a variety of different ingredients in it that does need to be cooked down, so it'll be reduced by half. So it goes from being a liquid to a sauce, so it's a little bit thicker. It does not have soy in it. So if you have that dietary concern, that is not part of it. Instead, we're creating our own version. And that includes sodium-free beef bouillon. You could also use vegetable if you are vegan, and you could use a vegetable bouillon, molasses, apple cider vinegar, garlic, and water. And they just get cooked down, reduced by half, and that's the stir-fry sauce that we're going to use in our recipe. So the recipe calls for 1/4 cup. So we're just going to pour that over top of it. Mix it up really well so that it melds all the flavors together. So you can serve this both as with whole grain noodles, or you could also combine it with some brown rice. In this case, I have some brown rice. So it's already pre-cooked. Really easy way, especially if you want to use more brown rice in your diet, is that you invest in a rice cooker, because it does all the work for you. You just put the correct measurements in, and 20 minutes later, it has it ready for you. So you don't have to be over the stovetop watching the rice boil and making sure it doesn't burn to the bottom. And it's all done for you. A little bit in there, break it up. If you're watching your portion sizes, make sure you're measuring with a measuring cup. You're going to put about 2 cups of rice. Brown rice and white rice are not the same thing. Brown rice is the less processed variety of the white rice. It still has the fiber and germs as part of the whole package. So It's going to not affect your blood sugar as quickly and as drastically as white rice will. Studies have shown that it has the same carb load as white rice, but your body doesn't digest it as quickly, so it doesn't spike the sugar as quickly. So now we have a one-pot recipe. If you put your protein in there as well, or you can have you could just be a side dish, or it could be the complete meal if you wanted with the brown rice, since the brown rice does contribute some protein to your diet as well. So thank you. This was Stacey Stangel with Central State University Extension.